Good morning, Ms. Ain and fellow classmates. My name is Hubert Christensen and my groupmates are Audia and Novia. Today we will be presenting the topic of whether the ranking system of students in Indonesia is effective or not. Firstly, the conclusion will be carried out by Novia. Secondly, the body will be then presented by me. And lastly, it will be concluded by Audia. Without further ado, let's get started.
Hi, are you one of the people who feel pressure to be on top of class or ranking? Well, if you're not, then that's great. But if you are, well, seems like we've been on the same boat. Why does this happen actually? Well, most parents in Indonesia are used to have their kids' intelligence measured by their ranking. They tend to categorize kids with high ranking as smart and kids with low ranking as stupid. When actually, ranking is not an accurate measurement when it comes to intelligence because there could be factors such as cheating, technical problems while doing the task, and the teacher's subjectivity. And another thing is that when it comes to ranking system, they tend to focus on the academic aspects, and the non-academic aspects is often ignored. This is not fair as each individual have their own talent, and they deserve to be appreciated. So, we think that this system is not ideal in education and it needs to be erased. For example, the mayor in Ambon has decided to delete this ranking system at school because he thinks that it will only make the kids more egoist, arrogant, and pickier when it comes to making friends. And he said that based on survey, ranking system could actually shape the character for each individual. So, I think the problem here is that we must rethink what our goal is in studying. When it comes to studying, our goal should be to master the topic, knowledge, and skills, not to catch up on the number of your rank.
I will now explain why this system is ineffective. It can be said that this system plays a role in making students more competitive with one another in achieving high grades, and it even feeds their ego and pride whenever a teacher boasts about the marks that the student has achieved. But if you look into this case deeply, then we can see how much it affects more towards the students that achieve lower marks. This system causes some students to feel casted out, as teacher tends to favor towards the students that achieve higher grades than those who scored lower. This causes the student that scored lower grades to feel less confident and less superior to those who scored higher than them. In other words, it can also cause mental disturbance to students that scored lower. Not only do teachers do this to the students, but also their parents. Instead of parents appreciating of how much the students have put their time and effort into studying for the materials and doing well for the exams, the parents instead look into where they stand in the class and what their ranking is, instead of giving them confidence, boosting their morale, and appreciating of how much they've put effort into studying. This makes the child also feel less superior, less confident, and even blaming themselves for not being so-called smart or even capable in class. But it does not only stop to students who scored less than those who scored higher. For example, a student who scored high is overtaken by a student who scored even higher than him. That guy will then take the spotlight of being smart and even favoring other teachers. But once that student has scored high, he will then have to keep up this good reputation, as he has set a hurdle for himself, and that he needs to be able to reach that hurdle again or even score better in order to gain praises or keep getting attention from the teachers and parents, so that it feeds his pride and ego. A student might be able to do well in the exams, might be able to do well in their practices or even pop quiz, but it's not certain that he'll be able to do well when it comes to field work. From past experience, I had a friend that once graduated from university with passing colors. I mean, as in like A's 90s, 80s for all his subjects. But when it came to field work, nothing. He could have done nothing. Literally, his mind stopped working. Nothing. He was ordered to do this and that, but he could not carry out any of the tasks that was given to him. Thus, the number of students who are negatively affected by this system is far greater than those who are positively affected by this system. I will now pass on the topic to my other groupmate. Thank you.
The ranking system of classes is still carried out up to this very day since primary school and even up until high school. This ranking system has been a huge burden towards students, from being competitive with their friends and even the burden from the expectation of their parents. By 2019, the government has already proposed an idea for abolishing this system. This idea should be best carried out as soon as possible, as this can relieve a large amount of burden from students. And second, parents should not add more burden to students by demanding their children to achieve a good ranking in their class, but instead, they should give some good response to their children by showing appreciation and encouragement. This way, children can also be motivated to get better grades. I would like to conclude our presentation here, and I would like to apologize for any inconvenience that I have said or caused, and I would like to thank my fellow classmate and teacher for listening to our presentation. Thank you very much.